Okay, everybody. So 3 days ago or 2 days ago, not yesterday, but the day before, I felt really, really tired, like really, really tired. And I slept like in the morning and in the afternoon and in the evening. And what's today? Today is like Wednesday. So it was Monday that I felt like really, really, really tired. And then Tuesday, I started feeling those twinges. Okay, the twinges in like my right hemisphere of my head. And it was like little, what do you call it? Ice pick headaches, like lightning bolt headaches. Okay. And it wasn't like a continuous, like pulsating. It was like every minute, every 5 minutes, ow, 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 ow. And I was like that last night with my husband. He was sitting here with me, and I'm like going like, ow, ow, ow. I mean, it was insane. And then today, this morning, I was just like, I woke up, you've seen my video. I woke up tired. I woke up like, oh my, because I didn't really sleep last night. I barely slept last night. And if I did, it was like for a couple hours, I would still feel that twinges. And it's like this antigen that turns into antibodies, and it's pushing through or repairing whatever side of my right side of my head. And that's the side of the reasoning, the problem solving, the logic, the mathematics. That's the right hemisphere. And the left hemisphere controls the right hemisphere, and the right hemisphere controls the left hemisphere. And so I'm thinking that, with this evolutionary leap that we're going through, yeah, we're going to be increasing our ability to reason, to problem solve, to think of things logically, to improve our mathematics skills too. Okay. But yeah, I'm telling you, earlier today, like I was showing you in my video, it freaking hurt. It hurt. I was like, okay, I don't know. So I took a nap today. So I told my husband at 9:30, I'm like, I'm gonna take a nap, because he calls me. My husband calls me to make sure I'm not dead or anything, and which is great. Okay, but I told him, okay, I'm gonna take a nap. So if you call me and I don't answer, okay, I'm not answering any private messages. Okay, no private messages, Mrs. Geo. Okay, no PM. Hold on, no PM. Listen to my Facebook lives on right now. All right. So, yeah. All right. Yeah. People, you guys stop sending me private message, okay? I don't like it. I don't like communicating through private messenger. It's very distracting and it's annoying, especially when there's nothing really, that you can say that you can't say through my group or on my wall when it's appropriate, okay? So don't send me a private message unless it's something like you have a testimony, okay? Because it's not appropriate. So anyway, so I told my husband, I'm going to go to sleep. I'm going to go to sleep at 9:30, which I did. I didn't get up till about 2 o'clock. Okay. 2 o'clock. So that's like 5. He said, like, you didn't take it. Cause my husband tried to call me again. He saw that. He's like, can you send me a message? I love you. And I wake up. Cause I checked, even in the middle of my sleep, I checked to see what's going on. There was a twinge right there, but it wasn't as bad. Okay. It wasn't as bad. So anyways, so I check my messages, and he's like, "Oh, hey, love you." And then he says, like, and then he calls me because he sees that I'm online, and he calls me. So we stalk each other, yes. And I'm like, dude, what are you doing? I'm like, dude, I took a nap. You didn't take a nap. You freaking slept. Well, yeah, because evidently your body needs to sleep. You guys that are like Mr. Go 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 and Mrs. Go 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 Go, and you don't take naps and you don't sleep and you don't rest and you want to be all fucking productive. I'm telling you, during this COVID-19, you've got to take a hiatus from your usual life. Your old life, the way it was before, is not working for you in this new environment. Believe me, I don't love taking naps in the middle of the day, but sometimes it's freaking required. Okay? It's required. You must take a nap if you were, and I wasn't napping, I was sleeping. For 5 hours, I put on Breaking Bad and I slept for 5 freaking hours. And I needed to. Believe me, I love being productive because you know how productive I am. You know, I'm thinking of all these things. I'm strategizing. I'm helping those of you, trying to, you know, keep control of my group and people and all that stuff and not trying to troll me and all that. So you know how busy I am. And then also trying to figure out, you know, writing a book and everything too. Okay, so I don't love just not being productive. But I'm telling you, if you are fighting this coronavirus in some way, shape, or form, and then you are taking all these pills, power supplements, and detoxes and everything else, okay, yeah, you may get rid of the symptoms, but your body is going to be aging even more rapidly. Okay? So those of you on the J juice, take the freaking naps. Take the naps. Don't fight your body. Don't fight the naps. Don't fight sleep. Because I'm telling you, when you take a nap, it will refresh you. Because I'm telling you, I feel probably 10 times better than I did this morning after that 5-hour nap. And it was a freaking sleep. Okay? But I'm telling you, that's why people die from these strokes and heart attacks, is because they have anomalies here in their head. And why the right hemisphere versus the left hemisphere? Because maybe my creativity has already been evolved, okay? Because, you know, I'm pretty creative in some ways, right? And it was the logic and the reasoning and the problem solving that maybe needed to be upgraded. But will I have any kind of upgrades on this side of my head? I don't know. That remains to be seen. I guess Mother Nature will let me know whether or not it needs to upgrade the left hemisphere of my head. Okay? So there's another twinge. See, the twinges are not as prevalent. I mean, they're still there, but they're not as prevalent. They're not as sharp because they're called ice pick headaches. And then you can see when you Google ice pick headaches, it has to do with hormones. It has to do with circulatory, neurological things going on. And it's all about evolution, because when people don't have the vitamins, nutrition, and all the different nutrients, all that stuff to back up the upgrade, then that's when they start slurring their speech. That's when they are half paralyzed from a stroke or an aneurysm. That's when they lose their cognitive ability because their body is trying to upgrade, but they have not given their body what it needs. They have not given their body what it needs. And so that's why you see people when they get strokes, they either get paralyzed or they have a limited problem solving skills or they have cognitive disabilities. Okay? So when you're going through the J juice and you go through upgrades and you have things like these twinges, it's temporary and it sucks, but I'm not taking any pills. I'm not taking any powders. I'm not taking any supplements, no painkillers, no ibuprofen, nothing. I go through the upgrade process and I haven't even really taken my juice. I mean, I haven't. I know my body has enough of what it takes to carry me through and upgrade. And instead of really drinking my juice so much, I actually eat food because the juice repairs the damage. The juice heals and seals, but also the food supply gives you the nutrients. I told my friend Pip, you know, she's like, what should I, because she did the same thing. She took a nap because she had the twinges too. And she's like, I wonder if I should drink some J juice and get waterfalls or if I should eat food. I told her, go eat a freaking steak. Go eat a steak. Go eat food. Because food has the diverse, like meat and milk and cheese and processed food has a very advanced data pack full of vitamins, full of fatty acids, amino acids, prohormones, and minerals. It'll balance out your microbiome, which is viruses, parasites, protozoa, proteins, fungi, and bacteria. And then your body will do what it needs to do to release the excess and absorb what you need. So you got to freaking eat. Okay? I'm glad you're eating. Let me tell you, because if I don't do J juice for a while, let's say maybe for a couple weeks, I don't do any waterfalls, and I eat a bunch of food. Like I've been eating a lot of food lately because my body's like, you know, you got to eat a bunch of food. And yeah, you can get kind of plugged up sometimes. I mean, you can still poop, but you still have stuff residual left behind. So then when I feel like I'm like really heavy, like I feel like I've gained so much weight when I really haven't, it's all poop, I'll drink the J juice and I'll clear the pipes. And it's like I lost 10 pounds. And that's how easy it is on J juice once you finally recalibrate your system to where it's finally balanced. And so then when you have too much of the sugars and all the carbs, then you drink the J juice that has the salt and the probiotics and the micro and macronutrition and the energizing force to then clear the pipes recalibrate everything, and then you're like reset to zero. And then you go do what you got to do. And then you figure out how to adapt to your environment. And so right now, I feel like, wow, I mean, even though like the twinges are not as prevalent, but let me tell you, 5 hours ago, the twinges were like every 5 minutes or every minute, not even 5 minutes, every minute. Now it's a question of like, is it going to come? And I don't feel it. But before a couple hours ago, it was like, every minute, every 5 seconds, it'd be like, oh shit, out, out, out. I'm telling you, man, this COVID-19 is freaking unreal. And they're saying it's going to be worse the next time around. And Ohio's opening up in May, and people are going to be like, oh, yeah, let's go get together and hang out and whatever. Oh, Lordy. So I'm going to pretend it's 2018 when I just got out of Dr. Phil, and I was on 8 different airplanes, getting exposed to probably a million different freaking viruses. And let's see. And then, I'm only 2 years into the protocol, and COVID-19 never existed. I'm just fighting the flu virus. I'm just going to pretend. I know I'm fighting the freaking COVID-19 right now. I know I am, because this ain't no flu virus. I pretty much was immune to the flu from 2018, because since 2018, of the spring of 2018, there has been no symptoms of any kind of flu or cold since the spring of 2018 until now, 2020, spring of 2020. Okay? So that ought to tell you something, that this COVID-19 is freaking serious. Though people are like, hey, but here's the thing. Why should we punish the strong for the weak? But though even the strong don't even know that they're weak until they find out. Well, I guess you guys are going to find out what you're made of. Those of you who think that you're very strong and you're not doing J juice and you think you're strong, okay. All right. It's not about viral exposure, because you're always going to be exposed to the virus. It's the viral load that people are worried about. That's why the vaccines exist to begin with, so you actually lessen the viral load and you have a slower acquisition of antibodies. If you get a major viral load out there when you're out there hanging out with 10 different people, all asymptomatic, let me tell you, I've been asymptomatic. Obviously, I've been symptomatic the last 3 days. So imagine the week prior to this, if I've been around people, I probably passed this on to people that didn't even know. But they came to my house. I didn't go to their house. I didn't go to their work. I didn't go to anywhere on their world. They came to me. And they're not even to me, it's to my husband. Okay? So it's like, so even when you finally come down with whatever symptoms you get, you are already exposing people around you prior to your actual symptoms. Okay? So, hey, if you think you have what it takes, and you go out there, around people that think that they're good, they think that they're strong, and they get this major viral upload, that's the amount of antibodies that is going to then be created, and some people cannot handle that viral load, that amount of antibodies accumulating all at once, especially when you have comorbidities and predispositions and things, Beth Wheeler. Okay? So that's why the vaccines exist, to slow down the viral upload, to slow down the antibody acquisition, because antibodies is the root cause of every single death. Not of cancer, disease, and chronic illness, but antibodies are the root cause of death. Cancer, disease, and chronic illness are indicators that let you know you got an acquisition of antibodies that if you keep going the way you're going, one day you're going to have a bunch of straws that are going to break the camel's back, and you're going to have heart failure, liver failure, kidney failure, brain failure, lung failure, and you won't have any insurance. You won't have any diagnosis to fall back on and take all your pills and your supplements and your little shots, because you'll be dead. And that's why vaccines exist. So now we're going to find out, all you anti-vaxxers, how truly healthy you think you are. And I'm going to tell you right now, most of you, if not all of you, are not very healthy. And I hope you survive this environment. But if I'm fighting this COVID-19, okay, and I've been immune to the flu since 2018. Spring of 2018, and I've been on the J juice the longest out of all of you. There are people that have been on the J juice as long as me, but they haven't been on it religiously. They've been off and on, doing their own thing, whatever. And they have a lot of predisposition, so they're not really getting the benefit because they're not on it. But they've been around it for 4 years, but they haven't been on it for actually 4 years. I've been on my juice for 4 freaking years, religiously. Okay? You know, Adri, whatever. You're done. You're out of my. That's how it works, Adri. But I'm not even going to deal with you. Okay. The reason why you have a release of parasites, okay, is because they have a microbiome that's off balance. Because they have a very sluggish immune system, because they have so many antibodies that attacked their ability to release the excess, and you have predispositions. But vaccines, but see, look at this. If you're doing my J juice, then you can afford to have your belief system, Audrey, whatever your name is. You can afford to have your belief system if you're doing the J juice. If you're not doing the J juice, you can't freaking afford to have your belief system. And those are the people that are going to get affected by those anti-vaxxers that are taking the pills, the powders, the supplements, the detoxes, their kombuchas, their colloidal silvers, their elderberry syrup. All is going to cause more antibodies, because they're all freaking antibiotic, or they'll cause an imbalance in the microbiome. They're going to, all that elderberry syrup and all of that kombucha and apple cider vinegar and all of your little sugary shit is going to feed the fungus. The fungus can go out of control, cause more imbalances, cause more antibodies, cause more sluggishness in your system. And then guess what? You get exposed to a virus that you can't fight because you have a really screwed up immune system. You potentially put your kid and you in grave danger. And those of you who are anti-vax, not doing the J juice, cannot fucking afford to have your belief system, Audrey. You cannot freaking afford that, because guess what's in a vaccine? It's your microbiome. It's everything that's in your freaking environment. Elements. The microbiome. What's in the microbiome? Viruses, parasites, protozoa, protein, and bacteria and fungus. But you've been sold by the freaking anti-vaxxers, by the holistic community, who actually is doing more harm than good to society, because they're now promoting things that are not FDA approved. And then people are taking all these antibiotics, which is basically all these colloidal silvers and all of these heavy metal detoxes, causing more imbalances. And they are overdoing it because they think it's safe because it's natural. They're overdoing it, and they end up in the freaking hospital anyways. So you in your world are the sole cause of why people are so misguided, Audrey. I was in your shoes at one point, and then guess what? The J juice woke me up. But I'm not going to be anti-vax because of the J juice, because I know people out there cannot afford to be anti-vax. And some people may need to have a slower transition of antibodies coming into their system to have that lesser viral load, Audrey. But you don't understand how the immune system works, because you've been listening to all those propagandists that are selling you a bunch of freaking MLM bullshit. And yes, I was one of those, so I know exactly what the hell you are interacting with and why your belief system is the way it is. But I'm telling you, you and all your people are going to be the reason why we're going to have a lot more death out there. So I hope you can sleep at night. But I'm sure you can, because, hey, ignorance is bliss. You know, you got to have a propagate. You got to have a platform. You got to have something to fight against. You know, instead of fixing your own body and fixing your genetic line, no, you want to propagate more demonization. You want to, you know, you don't want to send a balance. You want to, you know, promote something that's like all about extremes. No, it's about balance. Everything has a place, but it's about intention, outcome, and specific measurable results. And when you guys are actively reproducing on a body that is very imbalanced, you're going to create predispositions to where your child will not be able to handle the next viral upload. And if you're anti-vax and they get exposed to someone like me, my shedding, and I haven't been vaccinated by anything lately, would kill your child as well as you if you don't have what it takes. So good luck with your belief system. Anyways, I got to go. Have a good day. Bye.